Hello everyone, and let's talk about Icebound by Meredith Trapp. This is book number 1 in a new series titled Boundless Players. So this one we are following two characters, Rode and Nina. And if I remember right, this is told in first person. Looks like, yes, because it's I glance over my shoulder. So yes, told in first person. This was published in 2024. This particular edition is a special edition from Probably Smut, which is a monthly book subscription service. Yes, this is smutty. And there was no audiobook available, and this takes place in Nashville, Tennessee. Rode is a major hockey player. He is the main goalie, taking his team to championships and everything for Nashville, Tennessee. I don't remember the name of the team, but it's a national hockey. He's in the National Hockey League. He is 33 years old. He owns a cat named Chicken, and he likes to cross stitch, which was really cool. Nina is an art student. She is 22 years old, and to earn some income to help her get through school and stuff, she drives for Lyft, and you don't get a lot of information on that. Being a Lyft driver is actually how she met Rode, which you learn within the first two chapters, or the first chapter, and it comes up like one or two other times, but there's not a lot of in-depth stuff. It's mostly the emphasis with her is being an art student. She's trying to work on this thing for, there's like this kind of like a not-for-profit organization she's trying to promote or grant or something like that. And they are secretly, so they meet and then they become kind of obsessed with each other. They keep looking each other up and information, all the information they can find on the internet and social media and stuff like that. So they kind of social media stalking in a way. And yeah, so with Rode, there's a lot of talk of how he should probably be retiring. He does talk about how being in the NHL for as long as he has been has taken a toll on his body. His knees hurt, his back hurts, all this other stuff, but yet he doesn't want to retire and let his team down, and he loves playing hockey. And then obviously it's like he needs, in the sports, he's trying to get a sponsorship, and at one point he has to go on a date with Nina, and the person actually specifically mentions her, and so he says yes, and then he has to say, hey, I've actually kind of said that you would go, and things like that. So yeah, it's a romance between the two. They fight it, and then they're like, okay, well, let's see where this goes, and then they start to kind of fight it again, and then it's a romance, they embrace it type of a thing. So yeah, that's what this book is about. Now, let's talk real quick content and trigger warnings. You have anxiety and panic attacks along with that anxiety described on page. You have loss via death of family talked about. And I think that's pretty much, yep, that's pretty much it. Other than with it being a romance, for this particular one, there is sexually explicit content and language, which I will go over the words, so do beware of that. As far as representation, you have Nina, who is an art student, and it talks about the tattoos that she has, specifically like a clover tattoo. Talks about that. Mentions her nipple piercing. You have Latin representation with one of the hockey players. It mentions, kind of hints at that a little bit. So that doesn't say explicitly or specifically about that, but that's kind of what I was able to learn from that. And Nina lives with her sister, so she does have a sister, and there's some sibling rivalry there that's talked about. You also have LGBT rep. Does not talk a lot about it. It's just kind of like there's this person that in Rhode's life, and it's like she's my boss, and then she and her wife, and so it's just kind of briefly mentioned, but it is in there. So it's not a main part of the story, but it is in there with like a very minor side character, and it's just briefly mentioned. So you do have a little bit of LGBT rep in this. So those are the reps, and those are the content warnings. Now, in case you're still on the fence. Oh, and you also have a single parent in this as well. And that's the other thing. There's one character that does mention that he has 2 moms, and he's a single parent. And that is referenced a couple of times in there. So, all right, now in case you were still on the fence, let's get into the words that are used, again, sexually explicit words, and the amount of times that they do pop up, in case you're still on the fence, if any of these words will sway you to either pick up the book or avoid it. We have the word dick coming up 54 times. Hell, 103. Grind, 7. Asshole, 36. Piss, 20. Puck bunnies, 3 times. Now, I've heard of this phrase before, puck bunnies, but I just knew it was someone that followed the game and was very attached to, in this case, puck bunnies being hockey. Turns out they are not attracted to the game specifically. They might enjoy the game and stuff, but they're mostly there, kind of like, think of band groupies. Although I don't know, like, they are diehard hockey fans, in this case the Puck Bunnies, but they're more in it for the men that play the game for sexual attraction and trying to get sexual gratification. So you have the term threesome coming up twice. Shit, 99. Ass, 56. Orgy, once. Balls, 8. Bullshit, 10. Ballsack, 4. Damn, 76. Nipple, 14. Sometimes it is in reference to the nipple piercing, and sometimes it is used sexually. The term godawful, 1 time. Fuckboy, 4. Doggy style, once. The term goddamn comes up 13. Orgasm, 24. Damn it, 12. And this one is either jack off or jerk off, meaning the same thing, but 4 times. Hard, 29. Prick, 3. Wet dream, once. Badass, twice. Bastard, 8. The word God coming up 7, but it's not used in a religious sense. This one's more like I'm a hockey god. I want to be a hockey god, or I'm not. That type of a thing. Semi, once. Dry hump, 10. Pornhub, once. Ride, 8. Ride, 8. Cock, 36. Blowjob, 2. Pussy, 13. Wet, 16. Clit, 20. Horny, once. Cum, 20. Tits, 7. Erection, 6. Arousal, once. Thrust, 12. G-spot, twice. Jackass, 6. Motherfucker, once. Horse, once. Nuts, once. Boobs, once. Breast, 6. Fuckton, once. Deep throat, twice. Laid, once. Screw, once. Shithead, once. Hilt, twice. Slit, once. Head, 3. Entrance, once. Release, once. Bondage, once. Spoon, twice. Morning wood, once. Tip, 5. Pre-cum, once. Base, twice. Shaft, once. Turn on, 4. Fuck, 234 times. And this is a 364 page book. So, kinky, twice. Shit show, twice. Bloody, once. Center, 5. Bulge, twice. Dumbass, once. Vibrator, once. And there is an explicit scene with a vibrator. And the term goddammit, once. So those are the words and the accounts that they are used. Now, there are a couple of things that I did underline that I thought were pretty good. No one else can fight my battles. All I want is someone who sees the darkest corners of my soul and doesn't get scared off by the cobwebs. There's nothing funny about being forced to be someone you're not. Wearing masks is exhausting. So, some good things in here. This was entertaining. It did make me chuckle a couple of times. But yeah, so let me know, have you read Icebound by Meredith Trapp? Have you read anything else by this author? I do believe this author has other works out. It doesn't list anything. It says Meredith is a professional daydreamer who writes romance stories full of spice, smooches, and swoons. She lives in Texas with her favorite person and one lazy poodle. When she's not writing, you can usually find her walking beneath the Texas sun or spending time with her family at the lake. Now, it does say in this, there is a content guide at the beginning of this book. It says some details of the professional hockey world have been adjusted for your reading enjoyment. So, just so you're aware, it's not, if you love to play hockey, there might be some things and you go, that's not true to the game. I don't watch hockey. I don't know anything about hockey. I know what it is, and that's pretty much it. So for me, didn't affect me in any way. So yeah, let me know, have you read this book? Is this one that you would be interested, or is this one, knowing what is in here, that you're going to give a pass to? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.